July 20 daily challenge. Let's start with single color cells to place our first set of cats. Okay, based on the board, we have a single color gold at the bottom right. So let's place our cat there, first cat there. Then cross out row, cross out column, cross out the adjacent cells. Then we have another red single color here, single cell. So let's place our second cat there, cross out column, cross out row, cross out adjacent cells. And with that move, we now have a single purple color here. Place our third cat, cross out row, cross out column, cross out adjacent cells. Then let's find our next cat. Okay, with those moves, we also have here a resulting single color pink. Place our fourth cat there, cross out row, cross out column, cross out adjacent cells. Then let's look at our next cat. Let's look at the location of our next cat. Okay, you can see here that on the first row there are only gray cells, so therefore our cat on the gray cells would be on the first column. So gray cells on other columns should be crossed out, so we do that there. Then we can see here that orange can only be seen on the second row. Okay, so we cross out other color on that row, and also potentially adjacent to the orange cell, so we cross out also. Okay, based on that, we could also see here that for blue cells can only be found on the fourth row, so we cross out other colors on that row. Then okay, so we find the location of our next cat. Okay, so where would be our next cat? Alright, then we can see here that green, light green, can be found only on the third row, so we cross out other colors in that row, and we cross out potentially adjacent cells to the cat. Okay, then with that, we can see here that for blue, we now only have one color blue, so we place our fifth cat there, cross out column, then the row has been crossed out and no uncrossed adjacent cells. With that, there is now only a resulting one orange cell, so we place our sixth cat there, we cross out all the cells in that column, and all the cells on the row has been crossed out already. Okay, so with that, we can see here that we have a single color yellow here, so we place our seventh cat on the single color yellow, then we cross out the row, we cross out the column, and potentially adjacent cells. So with that, we can see here that we now have only one green, light green, so we place our eighth cat there, then we cross out the column, cross out the row, then we now have only one dark green cell, so we place our ninth cat there, and our last cat would be on the gray cell here.